Well, we're at the river again. I did say in the last video that you'll see me at the river, possibly, and I've made it. I've come. It is Wednesday. It is it is Wednesday. I don't know what day it is. Sorry. It's the 9th of November, and it's it's Wednesday. We've mentioned that, and I got a text from someone that knows me, Phil, and he said to me 28, 27, 26 and 25 are gone, and he's in 26. So I was nipping my you know what, and I got down there and I wanted bay 20, but there's people in bay 20. I think they just got here before me, which is a bit annoying because I got all the way round driving here and got diverted back. They could have put diversion signs at the bloody roundabout and then I'd have known, but they've shut another road off. But there's as and what, isn't it? But I could have got 20. I did want to fish 20 and got it in my mind, so I will fish 20. That is going to be another trip down there in 20. Well, welcome back from the credits. They're good, aren't they? Tom's redone them all and got some different ones to chop in here and there and everywhere, so thank you very much, Tom, on that one. But yeah, we are fishing the river Humber. It is the 9th of November. It is 12:45. High water is at 6 o'clock and these bays are full already. I could have gone down to 17, but we'll do that another day. I was, if I couldn't get in 20, was just going to drive straight to 18, but there was people already in bay 18. 19 was free. Yeah, you're limited because you got this pipe there that you can see and this post over here, but you just have to place your cast. It's a little bit tricky. I don't really have much luck in this bay either. I have had a codling in this bay, but it's only been small. I'm sure it catches for other people. Perhaps today I'm going to break the bogey and or squish it and hopefully catch a codling today. We have now got more build up of mud down there on the mud flat over that outfall pipe, so I can hammer. I've got a buoy out there, I've lined it up, I know where to cast. I'll cast over that pipe and get over there near bay 18, see what it does. As long as I give it a good yank, give it a good pull, and whine in like mad, really go for it. I shouldn't touch that pipe because that pipe is under mud. For a minute I thought that bloody camera went on and I was going to have to do all that again. I did that in the last video at the end, and I ain't pressed the record and I'd say it all again, and it never goes better the second time because it just comes out of my mind and I say it, and you get all the words that a Norfolk lad use. Sometimes they're a bit wrong, sometimes they're confusing, but I seem to get by all right. I know what I'm talking about, that's all that matters. So yeah, I last fished bay, what was it? Was it 26? I think it was bay 26, wasn't it? Yeah, the codling. Sorry if I seemed a bit of a girl's blouse with that, but I don't really like fish pegging it. If it's a whiting, so be it. There's hundreds of them in there. Seems to be a lot of codling about as well at the minute. A lot of people are catching codling everywhere in the country, which is good. Wouldn't it be good if they put in a limit of how many you could take, or increase the size like bass, and then next year we might have even bigger cod to catch, and the year after. But governments, they're just all busy about getting electric vehicles and giving all our money to other countries so they can have electric vehicles, and I'll be on a scooter, a push iron scooter, because I can't afford electric vehicle. Then that's another story. So yeah, the codling died. Yeah, again, I'm sorry for being a wet blouse on that day, but as soon as I then had a chat with Tom, who came up to visit me and have a chat with me, thank you Tom, it's he said it's dead, Vern. Its tail was kinked, but it was just that its fins were moving as normal, so I reckon it was in a bit of a coma. So yeah, coma fish. He got bonked on the head with me stick for bonking people on the head if I ever get any trouble. And yeah, he's been gutted. He's wrapped up in cling film and he's in the freezer as we speak. I need to get him out, put him in the fridge, let him defrost, take the fillets off, and then it'll be cod and chips and peas or beans or some sauce or whatever. That's the wife's job. That's a pink job, that is. Blue job to eat it and cook it and catch it. Well, I ain't cooking it, wife can cook it. So yeah, fish died. Sorry for being a bit of a wet weekend, and I just don't like, I just get more pleasure out of returning fish. And as I've got older, I don't really like seeing much come to harm. I ain't bothered about food to eat, because we have to eat. And but that's my opinion. And hopefully today, all fish that I catch, we'll catch a 6-pound codling, won't we, and an 8-pound codling, and I'll be able to return them and to fight another day. But yeah, this is the intro. It's been a bit long. Got my rods out, rigs out, and got my bait defrosting. I will be going over the side and fishing. You will see me over there. And I think that's enough rabbling, to be honest, because if I get bored, I shall bring this out again. It is low water now. It's now coming in. The waves went all bish bash bosh and was rolling in, and now it's calmed down. So that initial turning of the water going out has stopped, and it's now started to come in. We got all the activating of the water, and it's now calmed down, but I can assure you it's coming in. So I'm gonna have something to eat, pot noodles, something else. You don't want to know all this, do you? Anyhow, if you got this far and you're not fed up with listening to me rabble on and all that malarkey, then yeah, consider subscribing. It's all free, don't cost you anything, you just need to have an account. Yeah, subscribe, ring that bell. And if you don't want to because you think, Christ, he ain't shut up bloody talking, has he? Well, thank you for the view. If you viewed it, even for 30 seconds, it's all appreciated, helps the channel out. And yeah, we're coming up to 4,000 subscribers, and for the past week we've been at 3,900 and 3,899. That's been going on all week. I gain one, I lose one. I gain one, I lose one. So, but yeah, if you like it, consider subscribing. It's an organic channel. You always lose subscribers. Sometimes I've lost 20, but I've never lost over 100 or 200 because of shenanigans, because that ain't what this channel's about. It's an organic channel. I'm now going, could keep rabbling on all day and it'll just be a rabble on video. It's been 9 minutes 36 up to now. I need to rattle on, and not rattle on as in talking, I need to rattle on and get some food on. It might be a posh pot noodle or a chicken and mushroom pot noodle. I think I might have that. See you in a bit. Look at this, isn't this beautiful? It's windy, but it is pretty. It's lovely skies. Beautiful blues and whites and greys and loads of clouds. And they're all coming from that factory over there, look. The cloud making factory, because of them big chimneys chucking all them clouds out, look. Absolutely beautiful. Got all this mud at the front of the bay. Hopefully we're going to catch a fish on that. I've got small hooks as well. It's about time I had a dab. See you in a bit. Not long now, water's coming in. Probably got about 6 meters, 7 meters between the seaweed and the water's edge. I've got my rod set up down there, you might be able to see it. Ready to go, flapper rig baited up. One up, one down. We'll see what we get, won't we? We'll see what we get. So this rig up here, I've got this baited up. Squid and carp on that, so that as soon as the tide hits the bottom of the wall, I will come up here and I will chuck that out. I've got another cod rig, so that's a cod rig. I've got another cod rig on the tripod baited up with squid and lug. I'll quickly show you that. With a squid head on it. Now it ain't going to be the freshest of baits because it's been baited up for probably an hour and a half before it go out, but I'll get here on time, and I thought for once, let's get everything baited up ready. Yeah, it might not give me the best chance, but it's the first time I've done that. I normally go over the side, come up, get baited up there, water's come in and start fishing. So a bit different this time, a bit more organised. Probably not be as good baits because they won't be as put on straight away and then casted out, but it's the way it is. But it is nice here, there's a bit of wind, it's gusting a bit, all the bays are full, including 23. But yeah, sun's up there, look. That's lighting my face up, it's just come out of the clouds, you see. So I will be going over, fishing over, which will be the first time since my first trip on this river. All the rest have been in the early hours of the morning or late at night, so I haven't gone over. Little plovers, just found a, I think they're called plovers, just found some squid I've chucked over. So I've got a lug worm there, we'll chuck that over because they'll find that. And I've got a bit of a lug worm down there, and we'll chuck that over because they might find that as well. So they've got good eyes, haven't they? So yeah, I shall be down there. If I was in bay 20 now, as you can see down there in this corner, it's only about 20 yards from the bay, I'd be fishing down there straight into the water. Comes in there and there, and in the time I've been talking to you, which is 3 minutes 30 seconds, I've probably got 5 meters in front of me now, gap. So I could go down and cast out now, and even if I was to get a fish on it, I could leave it for another 4 or 5 minutes and I'd be able to return a fish, wouldn't I? But I'm quite happy up there. I shall wait until it hits the bottom there and go down there and start fishing. I've got my bait over, I've just got to take the camera, got rod rest, rod, bait, my bucket to fill up with water. So yeah, we're all good. I'm just fishing with a flapper over there, so I shall just be baiting up for single baits onto a 1/0 hook, I think it is, or a size 1. It's one or the other. One or the other. Hey, classic. Well, it ain't really a classic, is it? Bloody numpty. Right, just thought I'd show you it with the water coming in. Give you a quick pan around. And see you in a bit. You have to be careful down there in this bay because all these pebbles and stones, whatever you want to call them, 50mm ballast, are all stuck with tar, and they're all higgledy-piggledy. And by higgledy-piggledy, I mean it's uneven, so it's a trip hazard. And I've nearly tripped already. I've tripped on this bay before. It's not good. But I'm fishing before most. Well, that's no good if it's a rubbish bay, is it? But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I slowed that down. That was going too far. Right, well, first cast out, we are sailing. Not literally, but it's going along all right. So it's casted out. It's a bit further than I wanted it to go initially. I did slow it down. We've got 2 at flapper on there, 1 up, 1 down it is. I've got more bait in there. I'm going to cut some bait squid up now in strips, and that's what I'm going to put on with the odd worm bait on as well. I've only got frozen bait. I'm not like some people can go drive past the bait shop, or they got the bait shop in town and they can pick up fresh bait, or they've got mates that dig it. I've got no one. I've got no mates that get me worms. Pump, I'd buy them like, but no. So I'm going through my freezer. I've still got worms that I bought from a couple of years ago. They've always been in the freezer. I've put them on today, they're perfectly alright. Threading on the hook's fine. Make up cocktail baits with them as well. So you just got to use what you can get, and what I can get is frozen bait, and that's what you have to put up with, and that's what I've got. I could drive all the way into Grimsby and pick up some worms, I suppose, if they had them, but that'll put another half hour, 3/4 an hour on my journey, if not longer. So don't want to do that. There is a bait shop in Immingham. I do need to get that number. Probably drive past it tonight, get the number, see what it, give them a tinkle. So that's that. So we've got frozen bait, we've got squid, carp, prawns and squid. Did I say squid? Well, that's alright, because I've got big squid and little Indian squid. The little Indian squid I'm using on the flapper rigs, and the big squid I'll make up cocktail baits with. Right, wish me luck. Let's hope we catch a fish. Want to be great to catch another codling. I caught one on Sunday, but was it Sunday or Saturday? Sunday morning, wasn't it? So yeah, I've only caught a small codling in this bay, so it's a bit of a challenge. Let's catch another codling, and hopefully we'll get a bigger one, and even more so, it'd be good to catch 2, wouldn't it? So that I've got 2 codling in one video. But for that to happen, they've got to be about, ain't they? So in numbers, really. See you in a bit. Nearly fell over again on these bloody stones. My chair's blown over when I was talking to Steve. So I says to Steve when he was talking to me, because apparently he'll talk to anyone. He likes a good yak, does Steve, I'll tell you. And I says to him, are you subscribed then? And he went, no. Not subscribed, but he said he's gonna give us a, I can't remember his words. Oh dear. Oh bloody hell. Nearly went on my chair then. Ooh. This bloody floor. What's that like? Yeah. That better. Right, where are we? Oh, getting too old for this malarkey. So yeah, so he says I'll give you a, I can't remember what he said, give you a knock or something, or he said he's going to subscribe anyway. Very nice of you, Steve. Is he coming all the way from Essex to here? 4-hour drive. That's not too bad, I suppose. You've got a 4-hour drive back though, ain't you? It's a long way. Oh, ain't gonna be nice, it'll be the wind. God, I wish I could catch a cod. I'll have to keep an eye on how far they're casting out. I could probably cast, no I can't. You see, I'm looking at this concrete here. See this concrete here? That bit of poured concrete, I'm thinking about possibly casting off there. Off the ground. But I'd be stood in all that seaweed, and I think not only is it slippery, but it's all, look, you can tell the floor from here, look. There. I take it you can see what that's like, how higgledy-piggledy it is. And what I'm concerned about is putting my weight on there so that I can cast off the ground, stood on this higgledy-piggledy stones which are all bonded, and the slippery seaweed, and go and arse of a tit, and it ain't going to do my hip any good, because my hip isn't hurting, but it is debilitating. There's rain over there towards Paul. Don't want that coming here. Won't, the wind's blowing that way. Helicopter coming. So yeah, so it wouldn't be good for me to cast down here. If I was a young lad, I'd do it. Too many things can go wrong now, and I don't want to be in pain. Oh, pain. I'll tell you what, yesterday and the day before, well, the day before at 10:30 in the morning, I was talking to Mike, and I said to Mike, oh, something's gone in my foot. And something had gone in my foot, and it was playing me up all day. I thought my foot was playing up. I didn't think there was something in my foot, literally, physically, you know. So it weren't until the next morning, going to bed that night, I was in agony, because obviously my foot had got angry. And then I shouted the old woman down in the morning at like 7:15, and she come down with the tweezers, because I said get the tweezers. I give her the magnifying glass, and she pulled out a piece of wire out of my heel, and because I was going to drop her off at work, sit there and then go to the hospital and get my foot looked at and get whatever was in it dug out. But oh, I've got a rainbow now. That means there's rain, literally there's 2 rainbows. Bloody hell. That means there's water there. I don't want to get wet. Anyhow, she pulled this bit of wire out, and luckily it was L-shaped, so the bit that was in my foot, it didn't keep going in, but it was enough to make me smart. I was nearly crying for my mum, and that wouldn't do me any good. So yeah, piece of wire in my heel for nearly 24 hours, well, at least 22. Bloody agony. Anyhow, they've caught a codling in Bay 20. Let's see if we get a codling in Bay 19. So yeah, more to talk about up to top in between a slight period of quietness, which is what we got now, really. But yeah, let me show you this. There you go, look at that. Beautiful rainbow. I'll take a picture of that. I've not got much enthusiasm. I'm pleased I'm air fishing. It's a nice day, as long as this rain stays away. But I've not got much enthusiasm for this bay. I was really looking forward to going in bay 20. That's quite often a dirty bay as well. It seems to gather a lot of soil and stuff. I suppose the wind picks in there and builds up and then, you know. But I was going to bring a spade and shovel it all out into a bag, but obviously I couldn't get in bay 20, so bay 18 was taken, so 19 I'm in. Yeah, I'm not going to say that I'm going to blank here, because people do catch from this bay and it must be a good bay, but I just don't seem to have much luck from it. The next one I cast out, I'm literally going to cast it out 20 yards. But yeah, so I'm not overly enthusiastic that I'm going to catch, which I don't want to happen, because I haven't blanked for quite a while now. Again, seem to be on to another run of form, but and that's only catching fish. It's not catching big fish and stuff like that. I'm only a weekend angler at the end of the day. I enjoy it, so yeah, I'm at the river again. I mean, start getting some comments soon. Oh, you're always at the river, but hey-o, it's where you want to be, innit? 50-minute drive there today. Bit of messing about through bloody diversions, but can't worry about that. If I'd gone the way I thought about going, I would have been straight in here, and there'd have been some more bays to pick from, but the bays went right early. Someone texted me who's down in bay 26, Philip, I think. Told me almost 4 bays had gone. I was then putting the last thing in the back of the van to then start coming there, and I thought, well, I'll go anyhow, because I'll just go down the shallows and fish down there. It's not a huge tide, it's only 7.1, so it's probably about a 7.8, well, 7.08 metre tide. It's about 200 mil difference between down there at Immingham and here. But that's semantics really, isn't it? We're here today, it's a nice day. There's rain over there on Hull side of a pool. Don't look to be any this side. It's nice and bright still. My rod's moving, I guess it's crabs. We've fed some birds with some bits of bait. But yeah, I've got to sit down because of my hip. But the rod's moving, but it's mainly due to the wind, really. It is gusty. What a day it is. I'll go get my coat. Oh dear. Right, let's go get a coat. Oh dear. Oh, what's happening? Not good with the rain, is it? You know, it was all nice and sunny, and now we've got bloody rain. Put this chair under this wall there, put the camera there, go get my coat. Then that'll be too hot, won't it? Right, see you in a bit. Right. Well, I cast this out and then cast this out just before that huge downpour, so pulling line out, so it's just probably moving in the surf, not that there's any surf in the tide of the river. So I'm going to pull it in now, then we'll bait up and get it chucked out again. Well, bait is still on it, but someone's been eaten. There must be crabs in this bay. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Like I say, I'm pleased I'm air fishing, even in that downpour, but I don't really anticipate doing that good, to be honest. I think my days with this bay are over, but it was the only one free. Could have gone down to 17, but it's easy to walk down the side in this to fish other, so let me get this baited up and I'll see you in a bit. Short chuck out. Short chuck out over there as well. You think about all these things, don't you, and then you forget them. Absolute downpour just now. It was okay to start with, and then it just opened up. It was bordering on hail. I mean, you can see it over there now, over Grimsby. Hopefully it's all right behind me now. I don't think there's a problem. So yeah, well, I've freshened up the squid, put more squid on, and just chucked it literally in between where that mud is, where that pipe is. So we'll see if we get snagged. I've got snagged there before, but that pipe's well under mud now. Oh, a bit of rain again. Put my chair up there as well, so hopefully the sooner I can go up top the better, because then I'll be able to sit down. Right, let's see what happens. Hopefully we'll catch a fish. Not feeling optimistic, so let's see how it pans out. Obviously I'm going to be fishing. I'm going to put the effort in to try and catch a fish, but I don't know. You all get excited, don't you? You think to yourself, well, I'm going to be getting paid 20, leaving plenty of time, but it's as and what, innit? So probably thinking that I would have caught in there, come in this bay, and you'd probably think you ain't gonna. But we'll see. I don't think there's as many flounders or dabs down this end yet. They're always in at Hull, but never down there. Like a season from down there. And then I'll see you in a bit. Battery run out then. I've switched it on and I thought battery will run out now. And I just picked the rod off up out of the rod rest and it went beep 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 beep. Battery dead. So new battery in. Well, I'm gobsmacked that I haven't caught anything on the tide coming up. I can only assume it's Bay 19. So I'm not gonna let it get to me. But last year I fished this bay, pulled out a small little codling like this, or the year before, and they were pulling out bloody cod in 17 and 18, but I haven't brought myself the I ain't got myself sorted in my head to fish 17, because you do have to wait like an hour after the water hits this bay. But next time I come here, if 20's free, I'm going in 20, or some other bay. But this is the time of year to fish this river a bit. That's what I'm doing. It's really nice fishing at the back of the van, so easy on my hip. Well, it is now. I'm still doing my exercises, still piling the Voltarol on. Let's get this out. Oh, bugger. That'll be alright. But trying to aim to get that cast right on that beacon out there, the marker at the end of that full pipe, but it went inside it. But that's okay. I didn't cast far enough to hit the pipe, and I didn't cast far enough right to hit the pipe. So trouble is, tide's coming in strong. I need really to be casting down there, to be honest, to get to hold bottom. And then it holds bottom. It is difficult in this bay. One rod's going to have to be out short, probably 25-30 yards maximum, and the other one's going to have to just be out as best it can. But that's now swinging right round, you see. We're not going to go on a downer about this bay, but it's not holding bottom. Probably need a 7-ounce or an 8-ounce weight on, to be honest, because I can't cast downwind. Yeah, I can't cast towards the, what is it, the opening estuary. It's a river, isn't it? That's going to get snagged up on the pipe. Bit annoying, really. That was a nice squid and carp. If I left that any longer, it would have got tangled round that left hand pull. Christ almighty. That was lucky. Car's gone. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some lugworm on this squid because the cart's gone, and elasticate it on, change the weight, and I'm going to whack it out as far as I can. Right, well, 8 ounce weight there, casted it out, went a bit close to the pipe, but maybe some fish are lurking around it. I think it's swinging around already. So you've got a pipe that runs all the way out to that. You would have seen this at the beginning. You got a pipe, you got a pool there, and it runs at an angle to that outfall pipe, to that marker out there. Just under there it is. And then here, you've got another pool there. So if you cast out to really far and you cast out to that, when the tide swings it round, you can get hooked round that bloody pool there. Yeah. I used to fish this bay quite a lot, and used to catch a lot of flatfish and stuff in it. That tends to be when you're in the new year, sort of like January, February time. But yes, you just have to take pot luck when you come up there. I could have gone down to bay 17, but I didn't. Perhaps I should have done. But they only just got fishing really. Probably been fishing beforehand, but probably been fishing about half an hour, or I would have been there anyhow. But yeah, to see what we get. We'll cast them short. I've been told that you don't need to cast too far in this bay anyhow, so perhaps I'm over-chucking it. But they've caught a codling down in bay 20. The Essex lads, the anglers and danglers, they've caught a codling, but the chaps, 2 of them launched their cast out bloody miles, so that's not me here today. I don't feel like it, and that's swung right round already. I don't believe it. Got to reel that in sharpish, because that's gonna so this rod has been out twice now, and it's been out the same length of time and reeled back in again. Right, I'm gonna reel that to there and just leave it. That shouldn't hit the pole now, but it's nearly in on the shore. So it's just down there. Absolute joke. Yeah, it's not exactly what I wanted. I mean, I was in bay 26 the other day, 27, 28. I had 7.6 metre tide. This is only a 7.1. And because I can cast down towards Grimsby, I hold bottom the whole time. But there you go. Not going to go on about that. I'm air fishing. Better than being at well, it ain't better than being I enjoy being at really, to be honest, because my old woman's not a bad woman. She's a she's a good woman really. So I don't mind being at even though she don't bloody listen to me. She don't listen. So what wife does, eh? I guess when they've been with you as long as what mine has with me, they've heard it all, seen it all, and they're not impressed. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Why in that Oldham bottom? Ooh. Look at this out there. all these trials and tribulations. Look, we've got a boat over there which is chucking out water. Look, it must be a fire engine boat right there. Tom might zoom in, but over there there's a moon coming up. Look at that. I can't, this camera's picking out clouds I can't even see, but the moon is just coming up. But yeah, right, let's get this cast out. I'm getting wound up with this now. It's just not going where I want it to go. Right, we'll cast this short. Come on, hooked again. Well, all that whinging and moaning, and I've caught a whiting. One whiting. Let's check that's recording. Yeah, one whiting. Let's get that back. No blank. That's a relief. Gone. Brilliant, that's the blank out of the way. I didn't think I'd catch at all. I was just having that feeling that it was just going to be one of them nights, and if it's just whiting all night, well, it's summer, innit? But the problem with this bay is you can't fish this river how it should be fished. You have to adapt. So tonight's going to be an adapting session, but it's not a blank. We've caught a whiting, so let's get on. Let's get this hooked up and with a new rig, send it out over there again short, I think, in that gap, because then it'll swing round. It should hold bottom there, so that's what I'm going to do. Right, let's get the other light up. The wind has died down as well. That's good. There you go. Don't know what that's like now, but the moon has gone behind a cloud and some weather front. Let's hope it's got no rain incoming over here. Right. I might lose that. Well, I went to chuck that out. I've gone through the gap in the pipe. I only meant to go where the pipe is and land it there. It's gone sailing past. Absolute sailing past. So if that starts swinging around, I'm going to have to reel that in. So at the minute, what I'm doing is I'm casting out and then I'm having to reel in within 2 minutes because I don't want the rig to get snagged up. I'm going to have to keep my eye on that one because, mind you, if I get it up quick, I'll get it over that pipe. Yeah, I don't really want to be tying any leaders on tonight. Right, I'm going to get these rigs baited up. I've got a flapper and I've got a flapper to bait up. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll bring you back in a bit. I think I've got a fish on that end rod that I've just cast through that gap, so I'm now going to try and bring it in. Hopefully I don't get snagged up on the pipe because it did go quite far. Well, it's a whiting fest. Surgery. Right, I'll just get this out. Right, we've got another whiting. I don't think it's going to make it. It was hooked really deep and by God it took some getting out. I don't know if I like the hooks. They're them Limerick, mustard Limerick hooks. I'll put it back in the bucket. If it lives alright and it perks up, I shall return it. If not, cat food. It's a shame, but it was so deep, it was unbelievable. But it's not bleeding. I got the hook out. I'll put it back in the water. That's 2 whiting now. And it's not a fluke, is it? Well, that whiting's croaked it, so we've got another whiting for the bloody cat. I'm gonna have about 3 pans boiling up with whitening for the fish, for the cats. We might reel this. Well, what I'll do is I'll bait that rig up now, because I've got new rigs baited up, and then I'll pull this left hand rod in, the rod closest to us, see what's on that. It's right round there at the side, it shouldn't be on that pipe. And then the next time I cast that out, I shall cast it over there, but short. So a bit of disco dancing there, nearly fell over. The thing is, that's 2 fish now, so we might actually have a bit of catching tonight. So you never know your luck. Hopefully it'll pan out alright and we'll get a few fish. Yeah, you might be able to see the moon a bit better now, look. Right, it's just come out from behind the clouds, and it's casting a beautiful shadow on the lighting up the water. Right, let's see what's on this. So there's not another whiting that's going to die. I think I've got something on this. I think I've got a fish. It's another whiting. Well, it's catching this bay, isn't it? Right, let's get that unhooked. Back in a minute. Where's the bloody glove? Right, that's over there. Doing very well today, am I? Not doing very well at all. Right, well, I'm going to leave that line slack before I take it up and see if it holds bottom. Get a bow in the line. I'm not doing very well tonight. Not doing very well tonight. The problem is I've had one whiten returned, went off. The next whiten, the hook went right into its mouth at the back. You know, its aperture for keeping the water out. That's in my kill box. This one had swallowed the hook right down into its belly as well, and it's now laying belly up in the bucket. I'll show you the fish. There you go. One whiting. Beautiful little whiting. I just don't understand why they're swallowing the hooks. I don't normally get that. They normally get lip hooked, or in the side of the mouth somewhere. So yeah, that's two whiting. I've had 3 whiting, and 2 of them have committed harry-carry. "30 centimetres that is. It's a shame. I'll put it back in the bucket. It might right itself. It might think, oh, I feel a bit better now. So we'll give it a chance. It's not looking good though. I'll bring you back. I'll let you know what happens to that fish. Might be going them to the cats again. Cats are going to be alright, aren't they? Right, so where are we at? Yeah, I've got 2 dead whiting. They're in that box. They're going home for cat food. They're all in size, but yeah, I don't understand why they're bitten down on the hooks. So since that cod that swallowed it into its belly, I've had 2 whiting do the same. Unbelievable. Whatever happened to lip hooking? Hopefully the next one will. I've got prawn and squid baited up now. That's what I'm going to be fishing for the rest of the night. May, obviously on the flapper rig, we'll be fishing something different, but that's what I'm doing. So yeah, so what's happened today with me? Well, I went to work and finished at 9, and what did I do then? I had my I got the dates wrong for my doctor's, my callback appointment. So my appointment was today. So I had a choice of picking who I wanted. So I picked a female doctor with a name like Margaret, let's say, and she was absolutely lovely. She was listened to me. I told her what I'm going through with my tablets, with my repeat prescription. She told me they've given me another repeat prescription for 30 tablets now, so it's gone from 14 to 30, but my repeat prescription is 90 tablets. So when I explained to her what this is doing to me, as in winding me up, she said, well, you should have your 90 tablets because that's your full prescription for, and it's for tablets which are I'm gonna take forever. So she's done me a prescription which I'll be able to pick up in 2 days time at the pharmacy straight through for 90 tablets. So I'm chuffed with that. So I'm gonna get my 90 tablets. So thanks a lot for the doctor, but as nice as it was talking to a doctor on a phone, I'd rather be sat in front of her and saying this, that and the other. They don't get any idea that nowadays they haven't got a clue who you are. They can read your books and your paperwork and stuff, but they've got no idea of who you are and what stuff works and what don't work and everything else, like my original doctor and doctors in the past. The present climate with bloody everything from diesel to how people are in society now to the NHS, it is shocking. It's not a great country to be living in at this moment in time, in my opinion. and that ain't gonna get changed by anybody's view, because I've been wound up enough by righteous bloody Jobsworths. You know, we'll bring back That's Life for the Jobsworth. Remember that segment in That's Life? But I'm just pleased that I've got a prescription coming for 90 tablets. Now when I go into the pharmacy, they'll probably give me one for 14, probably give me one for 30 and one for 90. So, but there you go. But my bloods are alright. My sugar levels, I am about 2 under being diabetic, so I've got to cut my sugar down. I thought I had, but obviously I haven't, because last night I ate 3/4 of a bag of Revels, because I thought, why should the wife have them? I'm gonna have them. So sat there and made a pig of myself. But the good thing is, my prostate reading's 1.4, which she said is very low. Well, my prostate reading used to be higher than that. It used to be, I can't remember, but it was more than that. So these tablets that I take have worked. They've reduced and shrunk my prostate so that I don't have any trouble with it. And then I have to, so I've got to this stage now after all these years, and the counter staff at the doctor's surgery keep trying to give me 14 tablets instead of my 90 tablets that I should have. It's absolutely shocking, you know. Because I'm not buying 14 tablets, I'll do without tablets. And if the prostate grows and stuff happens and the nasty thing happens, then it's just tough shite. I ain't buying 14 tablets. It's the principle of it. I've got all my documentation for what my tablet should be. That's what I should get. And what they've done is, because I didn't go for my blood tests and everything that they like to do every year, because I come from an era where you went to the doctors when you was ill. You know, you didn't have tests, you didn't have all this crap, you just went when you was ill, and you got an appointment and you just went straight in and saw a doctor. You don't do that now, because they're doing all this other crap. Blood tests, injections, this, that and the other and everything, and you can't see a doctor. Plus my doctor's surgery, I think it has 14,000 patients, something like that. It's ridiculous. And they've got 2 doctors. 2 doctors. I think there's a third there, but when you go on the site, there's 2 doctors' names. So anyhow, that's that rant over. Good thing is, I should be picking up a prescription for 90 tablets, and my prostate, my reading's 1.4, which she said's very good. Very good, so I'm quite happy with that. So things are looking up. I'll probably not get cancer just yet, but I could have a heart attack at any moment. So you got to look at the positives, haven't you? Now we've had free whiting in Bay 19 on Wednesday, the 9th, I think, Wednesday the 9th of November, and my video go live in an hour, and it's Bay 28 catching a codling. So yeah, I might have to put my coat on. It's getting a little bit nippy, but it's not too bad. I've got a hand warmer, which is actually staying warm, to warm my fingers up, because I keep putting them in the bucket of water, you see. Don't forget to check out Danny Shore Fishing, my old mate Danny. He puts a video out occasionally now, but you know, that's life. Sometimes life is busy and sometimes it ain't. But yeah, he's got loads of videos on there. Go check him out and give him some support. There's those other 2 hounds over there called Shane and Scott. Go check them out. They're Holderness Godfather and Hardcore Fisherman a Hull. You know, hardcore. Alan's Castaways, he's now lost 2 subscribers this week, so if you could go along there to Alan's Castaways and give him a sub. He's done another video on casting. He's teaching people to cast, and he goes fishing as well and does lives, puts a video out. Yeah, so go give Go give Alan some love. Even though he's a Man U supporter, you know, someone's got to be, hasn't he? I didn't support anyone really. He followed Norwich City, but you always follow them up, and then you next year, the following season, you're following them back down again. That's Norwich City. And anyhow, I don't watch any football anymore, not since he started taking this bloody knee. So it just gets on my tits. Absolutely gets on my tits. Self-pontificating arseholes. Multi-millionaires. The amount of money they've got, they could go into an area of, let's say, some city or whatever, these footballers, and they could actually make a difference there on the street. They could give their wages away for the month, couldn't they? They wouldn't miss it, would they? And do something to a street, give something to everyone, and so they have a nice Christmas or a nice weekend or whatever. You know, they just earn and earn and earn and earn, don't they? And well, I don't know. If I was a footballer on hundreds of thousands of pounds a bloody week, I think I'd be helping the odd person out, rather than keep making statements. Anyhow, what's the time? Time is high tide. It is high tide now. I'm going to have to put the coat on. Rods are moving. Yeah, so I'm at the dizzy heights of 3,901 subscribers as we stand there now. So yeah, it's going well. It's like pulling hen's teeth. Other channels seem to fly up. I don't understand it, but yeah, some get to over 200 subscribers in a week. So just carry on doing what I do, because that's the best way. There's no if you are what you are and you show yourself for what you are, there's no fib and no lying, is there? There's no airs and graces, is there? It is what it is, and it's more genuine like that, I think. But yeah, now I'm at 3,901. I wish I used to put, when I got to 500,000, 2,000, I used to put up a little short or something like that, or a small video saying thank you. And I wish I'd carried that on, because then I can look back and then you can see the length of time it's took you to get 500 or 1,000 subs. But yeah, just lately it's been, well, ever since I got to 1,200 subs, I flew there. Didn't take long at all, but since then it feels like it takes, it probably hasn't been as long as you think, but it feels it. But yeah, thanks to everyone that subscribed, everybody that comments, it's much appreciated. The only thing is, tonight I shan't be answering the comments until I get home, when I'm sat on the sofa with a bottle of beer. I always like a bottle of beer when I get home, and just sit down and relax, have a bottle of beer and then go to bed. Might have to put my coat on in a minute. Anyhow, this has gone on for too long. I'll be back in a minute. Got a slack line there. can't believe that was slack. I saw that bite. I thought I saw something. White and it got up again. Jesus fucking Christ. These fucking whitings. I've had enough of these whiting now. They're all swallowing the bloody hooks. Don't understand it. Just don't understand it. Right, there we go. Probably another 31 centimetre whiting. This one I've actually unhooked all right. Actually got the hook out. It didn't go all the way in, so I got it out. So let's get it back. So yeah, it's that fourth whiting. Brilliant, one's gone back. Got another slack line. Well, I've got something on there. I've got something on there. Keep getting slack line for whiting. Nice whiting. Right, here we go. That's another whiting. Good strong whiting. That bloody slack line me. So we'll get that back. Good size, probably about 32, 33 centimetres. So we'll get that back. Let's just check that's recording. Yep. One whiting. swam straight off, hit the water, gone. No floaters. But yeah, slack line me. I saw the rod come straight up like that. I was on the phone to my daughter. Think that's what I need to do. Is just phone people up, and then I get a bite. So. That was short, that one. First bloody one. Right, we'll get that baited up, that rig. Get it hung on the tripod, ready to go. So that's 3 whiting gone back, 2 in the box. 5 whiting, 2 of them give me slack liners. Right, well, it seems to have gone quiet. I know I've only had whiting. I've probably had, what, there's 2 in the box, 3, 4. Probably had 6, 5, 6. I think it was 6, maybe 7. It's irrelevant, really. I've caught fish. It's whiting. But they've been of a good stamp, really, because one slack lined me and I reeled it in and it was on there. And the other one, I had a slack line on that one. That was huge slack line, but nothing on it. But the prawn on the top hook had been absolutely mullered. But it has gone quiet. This is the time where you could actually catch a codling. If I was to jump over the wall and fish it right down, you've got a good chance of catching a codling, because just the way it is. But I don't think I'll be here for that long. As soon as that water leaves that wall, I'm calling it quits, because my hip is a bit sore, and I don't want to climb over the wall really to go through all that. And on top of that, if I leave here relatively early, I might be able to get to the chippy for my tea, because I keep ringing the wife, but there's no bloody answer. It's not connecting. It just goes straight to, this person's unavailable, please leave a message, and all that crap. And I've just done it to Tanisha as well, my daughter, and it's done the same thing. So I know the wife hasn't hid the phone underneath the cushion, and then she says, oh, I hadn't heard it. So I know it's not that, that's not the case. But yeah, it's really quietened off now. And I've got big baits on as well, so. But the whiting, apart from on the flapper rig, obviously, most of the whiting have come to my cod rigs, and they've engulfed the bloody bait. Yeah, but the rods are stationary, so what I'll do is I shall, I'll bring it back when I reel it in. Hopefully I'll get a bite. If not, we'll just have to check the rods, bring them in, and that'll be the end. I've got another rig baited up, may send another one out, we'll see. See you in a bit. Right, let's check the far rod. It's been bobbing about a bit. I don't know if there's anything on it, but we'll see what's on. We'll see if there's anything there. Oh, please be hooked nicely. Oh, shit. We got a cod. It's hooked deep. I've got to get it out. I'll be back in a minute. We caught a bloody cod again. I can't believe it. I caught one last session, and this is my biggest cod. This is my biggest cod. I've got no scales, but I'm going to measure it. Hooks out, hooks out. Oh, right, look at the size of that. Look at that booty. I can't believe it. And what did I say about this bay? Well, I said to you, didn't I? We're gonna make sure that we try and break the bloody small cod and blank, aren't we, on this bay? And we've done it. That measures 46 centimetres. I'd say that probably weighs about £2, 2¼ pound. It's quite a heavy fish. The one that I caught last week and it died and it's in my freezer ready to eat, that weighed 1½ pound, that did. So yeah, that's got to weigh 2.5 pound, that codling. 46 centimetres, absolutely top draw. Let's give it another show and hopefully it's all right and we can put it back. Yep, that's perfectly all right. So there we go. Let's just check that's recording. One thumbnail. Ha ha! Right, let's get that back. Right, I'm going to take that back over the side in the bucket to return that. But there, you've seen it. It's a codling, 46 centimetres. That's the session done for me. I'm happy as Larry. Now, if I was to go down over the other side and fish it going down, I could probably catch more. But my hip can't do it. That cod ain't made it. I'm so sick and tired of this. I lost a cod last week in the last video, and now that one's died. I put it in the water, I unhooked it, there's a bit of blood come out, but the hook was down in its gullet again. But I got it unhooked and it was still kicking about. It was virtually coming out of the bucket, lurching out of the bucket. It had that much life in it. But that hook got inside. I mean, should I have cut my line off and left that hook there, hoping that it'll rust away and it wouldn't have done the fish any harm? But I put it in the water and it just went belly up. So I had to go in the water. Luckily didn't get my feet wet. Saved the fish. And got it back because I don't want to waste. I mean, it's such a waste that this has died. It happens. The hook was down inside its opening that swallows all its food, and once a hook goes in there, it's a bit dodgy. So I managed to get it back. See, it's got some. They're just nerves. That's just nerves. But what I'm doing is, so basically I got it back, didn't get wet, and then I held it in the water with the water going over it for like 5 minutes. Still nothing. I laid it in a pool down there that kept filling with water and it was just lifeless. It's got some nerves going in it. It's in the bucket of water. If it miraculously decides that I'm gonna put me back in the river, I'll go put it back in the river. You can be assured of that. But tonight's been a nightmare. I've lost 2 whiting because they've swallowed the hook down into the gullet, and so did that cod. And it's them limerick hooks, mustard limerick hooks. Every time a fish has bit on them, it's took it all the way down, so I might not use them anymore. What a waste of time it was buying them. I might just use them as a pennel. I hate it when a fish doesn't go back. I don't want to take a cod home and eat it. I can eat cod from the fish and chip shop. I will take it home and eat it. We've now got 4 fillets of cod. That's more than I've eaten since this channel's been on. Since I've done this YouTube channel, I've never eaten a cod. Never ate a cod. And this, in 1 week, I've caught 2 cod, killed them accidentally because the hook's hooked into the gullet, and I've now got 4 fillets of cod. I'm not knocking it. I'm grateful. It's not going to go to waste. It'll get eaten, enjoyed, and I might have 1 fillet with some parsley sauce, another fillet with beans. I might have another fillet that's battered. We shall just have to wait and see, won't we? But it is a shame that they don't go back. I was so chuffed catching that, and it had so much life in it. But if them hooks go past their opening to their stomach, because they catch something in the mouth and then they open that up and swallow that down, and obviously there's no water in the mouth then, is it? Because they'll close the gills up, and or else fish will be swimming around full of bloody water, wouldn't they? Fish know what they're doing. It's just that these hooks, they're murdering hooks. I'm not going to probably use them again. Right, well, we'll get this rod put away. I've got 1 more rod to bring in. I saw the boat on that. It went like this and came up like that. So another little slack liner. Good thing is, we've caught 5 or 6 whiting and 1 codling, so we've got another codling. Most people would take that home to eat anyhow. Me, I think it's too small, to be honest. And then when they get to like 50 and 60 centimetres, they're too big to take, because you want to put it back so it goes off and populates, but it's a shame it's died. I'm not going to go on about it. I was a bit of a wet blanket in the last video, not doing it this time. Caught the fish, it was alive, had loads of energy until I pulled the hook out. Didn't have no choice, I had to get the hook out. I don't like leaving hooks in fish, but that's fishing, isn't it? It will get enjoyed. This is enough, that's it. I've caught a cod, I'm well happy. Well, I got a whiting on the last cut reeling. It's not looking good for it though, is it? I just can't believe it. Let me get this unhooked. It's not look. Right, well, we've got another whiting, but it's not looking good for it, because believe it or not, it swallowed it right down into its gullet again. I just can't believe it tonight. It's been one of them sessions where every fish has committed harry-carry, apart from 3. I'll put it back in the bucket, see what happens. I've got the hook out, it's not bleeding, so I'll put it in the bucket and see what happens. But if it goes belly up, more cat food. Well, it's been a weird session. I weren't really feeling it. I didn't think I would catch much in this bay because I always struggle. But I did say, right, well, let's try and change it. I still weren't feeling optimistic, but we changed it. I think I've had 6 or 7 whiting. 2 haven't made it, they're dead. That one's not looking too clever. It had swallowed it past its gullet again. I call it its gullet. It's got like, fish have got like an hole, obviously, which closes up, and obviously they bite the food, open it up, swallow it down. But the hooks, they pull bits out of there that shouldn't be there. So I'm hoping that that whiting will go back. The codling has died. It's not going to go to waste. But what a session I've had here today. It's been really enjoyable. It's been good weather. We had a bit of rain, heavy rain to start. Met Stephen from Essex, from the Anglers and Danglers Fishing Club. He was going to the Bristol Channel, but it got called off, fishing in a boat, and they decided to drive 4 hours up there to fish here. So I will show you this whiting again, and I will show you the codling again. Yes, the codling's died. I'm not happy about that, I'll tell you. And I'm not happy tonight with the way these fish have been swallowing my hooks down. I don't understand it. But the whiting have been quite ferocious. I've had 2 slack line bites from a whiting. I've had a slack line bite with nothing on it. What could that have been? Could have been a cod, we don't know. And then I saw the bite with the cod, which was ever so gentle, going up like that. Pulled it in, we had a cod. 46 centimetres, so Biggest one this year, I think. Definitely the biggest one this year. I think my other codling was 45 centimetres, so I'll get this put back. I'll come back, say see you later. I'm not going to rabble on forever, but you know I will. And yeah, the reason I'm doing that is I'll give that whiting a bit of time to decide, and then I can just run over and chuck it from over the other side and chuck it in the water. So let's get these packed up. I'll bring you back, give you a final show, let you know what the score is, and then I'll say me see you laters. But I'll just put these away and I'll be back in a minute. The whiting didn't make it. Again, it had swallowed it into its gullet, so I tapped it on its head because it was belly up and going around in circles and stuff. It weren't doing well. So whiting, that could be fish cakes or it'll be for the cats. So we'll put that away. And that's my best this year, 46 centimetres. It's a shame that it died, but it swallowed its hook down into its gullet, and when you pull that out, it don't do it any good, and it goes into shock, and then it starts flicking about, and it's dying very slowly. So I've put it out of its misery, and it will get eaten. It will not go to waste. But look at that. Codling in Bay 19. I ain't as happy as what I would normally be, because I get more enjoyment out of putting them back and seeing them fish swim away. That's what I really enjoy with fishing, seeing the fish go. But I eat fish, it won't go to waste. And this has been a codling in Bay 19 of a reasonable size, 46 centimetres. Don't know what that'll weigh. I'll weigh it tonight, put it in the description of the video. So yeah, but I'll have to weigh it at home, so I'll have to gut it at home. There we go. One codling. Boom. A bit further away in case it's. There you go. So, Stephen's just come down chatting to me in Bay 20. They're from Essex, the Anglers and Danglers. You're a lovely bloke, Steve. It's been great meeting you. And yeah, just chat as though we've known each other. It's good. Appreciate it. They've had 6 to 8 cod in their Bay 20. There's 3 of them fishing, maybe more. But they've had 6 to 8 codling. I've had 1. I'm pleased with mine, but they've had the same trouble. Steve said that they've been swallowing the baits down. So whether the fish are hungry, I don't know. Perhaps they're ravening. Well, I'm not going to say it because I can't say it, but perhaps the fish are hungry and they've just been gulping the food down, and that's been their bitter end, I'm afraid. So this has been fishing at the River Humber in Bay 19. I've had whiting on the last cast and a codling on the last reeling, and a whiting on the last reeling. Been Bay 19, I'm on the River Humber. It's been a great day, bit of rain, nice weather, the wind dropped, it's now picking up again. It's been really enjoyable. I've enjoyed it. It's been worthwhile coming out, and we've got another codling. Like I say, I get much more pleasure from returning it, but I'm not going to return it if it's in size and watch it float away, because I'm going to eat it and I'll get enjoyment from it, but not as much as seeing it swim away. So this has been Bay 19. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to click subscribe, ring that bell if you don't want to do that. Thanks for the view if you've only watched it, and yeah, next time you see me might be on a beach. might be on a beach. I'll see you anon.